We're now going to look at the concept of dead space in regards to our Annequin and our ventilated animal. We would expect dead space to have an effect on the minute volume ventilation, in particular to actually reduce the alveolar minute volume ventilation. And if we're going to do that and reduce that alveolar minute volume ventilation, we would expect to see a rise in our end tidal CO2. What I have here is a bit of 30-40 centimetre smoothbore tubing. It's about 15 millimetres diameter and represents about 60 mils of dead space. The tidal volume of my patient is a little over 200 mils, so this is approximating 25% of its tidal volume. Although this would appear to be quite a large volume, and indeed it is, it's unlikely this would be accidental dead space. But if we scale that down to a cat with a tidal volume of 50 mils, we're looking at the equivalent value of only 10 or 12 mils of dead space, which is easily achievable with some HMA filters or additional bits of connected airway. So we're going to use this as an example of the effect of dead space. So I'm going to introduce this into the patient airway from the point of the Y-piece down to the patient, where this will be true extra apparatus dead space, and we'd expect to see a rise in the end tidal CO2. So we'll do that now, and we'll keep an eye on the end tidal CO2. At the moment, we've got a nice steady value of about 44-45 millimetres of mercury, which is normocapnia, and I'm going to introduce the dead space now. So having introduced the dead space, we should see a rise in the end tidal CO2 value. And we can see it creeping up now, up to 60 millimetres of mercury, just going over the 70 millimetres of mercury mark. And now we're up to 75 millimetres of mercury. So a dramatic increase in end tidal CO2 for a fairly modest, I think, increase in dead space. Just to prove the point further, I'm going to remove the dead space now and see a return to normal of the end tidal CO2 value. Having removed the dead space, we should see a fairly quick fall in the end tidal value. Now it's coming down nicely. And now we're almost back to a normal level of end tidal CO2, 45 millimetres of mercury or so.